yields from today, the actual and percent yields. And okay, so eliminating an excess reactants. And then also today's stuff, the yields, theoretical, actual, and percent. Off we go. So stoichiometry is kind of our question of how much we need and how much we'll make. How much we need and make. And limiting and excess reactants will help us figure out what we, oh, cool. See, Varian, I didn't know that. Wow, thank you. Oh, confluence of the things. That's awesome. Okay, so eliminating an excess reactants will tell us what runs out and what we have too much of. So our limiting reactant will run out. And our excess reactant, we have too much. So if you're making cookies and you run out of something and you have to go to the grocery store to get more, that limited you because it ran out, and everything that you had too much of is all excess. And in this last bit, the theoretical yield is how much you think you're going to make. It says your recipe yields 24 cookies, but what you really did, you made really big cookies, and you made, big cookies and you got 16 big cookies. Or maybe you went the other way. Maybe you made little tiny cookies and the recipe thought, something different, and you actually got 50, so the theoretical is what you think you're going to make. And here that's going to be kind of your math is your theoretical. Your actual is what you really make. And then percent is, we'll just compare these two. So it's kind of like your percent on a paper or something like that. You get 30 out of 32 that you would use that to find your percent. All right, off we go. All of these things will go with reactions. So this is kind of like your cookie recipe, except in cookies you're using butter and flour and stuff. Here, exactly. Yep, the percent compares the theoretical to the actual. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Yeah. Exactly. Yes. So your reaction tells you what you start with, butter, flour stuff, and it tells you what you form. And we can even, so this is your cake. You're gonna start with butter and flour and make a cake. And those are just kind of metaphors for the chemicals or whatever. Some things about your reaction. So if you were to read this reaction, you would say one, there's an implied one there, 1 mole of N2 plus 3 moles of H2 forms, oh, I forgot the coefficient. That'll help. 2 moles of NH3. And that's different. And actually, it's like kind of different, but kind of it's the British style. If you've ever seen the British baking show, and they're using 50 grams of flour and 40 grams of sugar, they're thinking in grams. We think in cups, which is fine. But we use feet, they use meters, all that. And you can do it either way. and here. So when we do our equations, we're going to think more British style where we're using grams. We could use the cups and convert the cups to grams, totally doable. But it's another step. So let's say we've got 50 grams of N2, and let's just go with it. We've got 50 grams of N2 and 50 grams of H2. And we want to know how much NH3 could we make? And you could do it kind of like, you could think about it kind of like the butter and the flour, like 50 grams of butter, 50 grams of flour, how much cake could we make? And okay. Oh, and let's write that in also, because we want to know how much of this NH3 stuff. So we want to know how many grams of NH3 could we actually make here? And to do this, our key is to go through moles in the middle, because we know how many moles of each of these things that we need. We know that. We know how many grams we're starting with. But to get our grams into our moles, we're going to do some converting. Okay. We want to take the grams and convert it into moles. Because our reaction, we know how many moles of each thing that we need, and we know how many grams are on the scale. We know how many moles the reaction needs. We're going to compare moles of one thing to moles of another thing to kind of take it through the reaction. It's like if you needed, we can do a parallel thing here. What if we had 50 grams, we're just gonna think about this, 50 grams of flour and 50 grams of butter. But for a recipe, we need, actually don't bake that much. Let's say we need 200 grams of flour and 40 grams of butter to form a cake. That doesn't sound like a good cake. No. Vanilla and sugar and so wait. Let's say 2 cups of flour and half a cup of butter is 1 cake. Now this is going to work. If we know how many grams per cup of flour, if flour is 120 grams per cup, is this helping to see it this way or no? I don't know. Would you like to see it this way or this way?
I've been typing in the chat about it is helping this way.
Great. Okay. Exactly. Yep. We convert it. Do we convert it back to grams? Yes. So the cake would be the mole. Yeah. In this thing, the cups are kind of like the moles. Um, and I think that's where it got a little bit off. Um, if we're thinking about it in cups, I mean, we can do it this way. We think about it in cups. 2 cups of flour and a cup of butter make cake ish. Um, and it's kind of like we're kind of going between units here. So we've got our British folks who are thinking in grams. Let's say it's 120 grams of flour per cup. And let's say it's 500 grams of butter is 1 cup. I just made that up. That could be totally wrong. Okay. So if we know we're starting with 50 grams of flour, and what each recipe needs 2 cups, we'll convert from grams into cups, and then compare, because that's what our recipe is in. So when we compare cups of what we start with to, so this would be cups of cake. Why not? So cups of flour, cups of cake. And let's just say we want to go from, what was it? Cupcake. Exactly. It was like meant to be, right? Like, how to make cupcakes. Flour and butter. I was just thinking like a cake and somebody like scooping out a cup from a cake. Right. Right. Awesome. Great. And now we're going to convert away from our cupcakes. That doesn't make sense. Cups of cake. Just to parallel the stoichiometry stuff, and then take it back to grams of cake. Just so that it kind of looks like this. Great. This is helpful, by the way. This yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick screenshot of this.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. And that'll solve for grams of cake. I'm like bummed that I didn't like set this up to equal cupcakes. The next slide. Okay. Yeah, and it's kind of cool because this is actually a parallel of that stoichiometry template where we can just do it from here. These are the conversion factors where you've got like grams compared to, in this case, cups. Once you've got the units set, the numbers, so 120 grams of flour is 1 cup. So when we're comparing grams of flour to cups of flour, that's your number in grams.
So like with the 50 grams of flour, 2 cups, would it be like 1/4 of a cup to 50 grams?
You're on the right track. Yes, you're thinking like what fraction of a cup is 50 grams?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do it that way too. We could say if we want to know 50 grams of flour is how many cups. Same exact idea. If we were to do this one, how would we do this one?
Well, we would need to find out how much 50 is to 1 cup.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat's just walking all over.
Oh, hi, kitty.
Fatty Catty.
Fatty kitty. That's so cute. It's so nice to like hang out with the cat and the dog during school. That's so cool. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so like how do we solve?
Yeah. How do we solve? Well, it's the conversion where the unit you start with, you like you're saying, you want to know how many grams per cup. So we start with the grams, but we want to get rid of the grams. I mean, it's very helpful, but we don't need it in the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all just one big long fraction. So we'll take it from the top, from the numerator into the denominator, and then it cancels. So the same, if we're starting with grams of flour, we're gonna kind of kick it from the top to the bottom.
Yeah,
Cancel
I
it out.
get that part.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then what do we put up here?
Is that how much? Well, that's the cups part. I don't know how to explain my thoughts very well. Sorry.
No, that was exactly it. Exactly. And how did you know it was the cups part?
Because that's what we wanted. That's the answer that we want.
Exactly. That's the answer you want. That's what you put on top. Totally. What do you want to do next?
I don't know.
Do you want to do these two numbers?
Yeah. So my question, it would be 50 grams on the bottom to cancel it out, or would it be 1?
Good question. The numbers are totally secondary to all the units. And we're not going to cancel out the number. So this number will stay where it is on the top. But we do want some numbers to go there. I'm going to use our conversion factor to find those numbers.
Would it be 120 grams on the bottom?
How'd you know?
Because that's how we figure out how much is in a cup.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the top one is just 1 because we're trying to find it in 1 cup.
Exactly. Do you want to say that again to like get it, or do you?
Yeah. So the bottom one is 120 grams because that's how many grams are in a cup, and and the top one is 1 because that's how many cups are in 120 grams.
Exactly. Exactly. That right there is the key to everything. Which is
Okay.
like, we just take that and then do that like 4 times or 8 times or whatever. But that is
Yeah, it's just like extended.
exactly. Yeah. But it's that thinking every single time.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. With that, you can conquer anything. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We have grams of flour, grams of flour, cups of flour, just to make sure we're using the correct conversion factor. We've got the units that we want. We've got cups of flour and grams of flour. And then like you just did, which side does the 120 go on?
The bottom,
You're, yes. How'd you know?
because that's where the grams are. I,
Exactly. That's where the grams are. That's exactly it. Right. Numbers just are here to like help out the units.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is their one and only function. Nice. That just came right from there. What's the number that you're gonna put on top?
1,
Awesome. How'd you know?
because that's how many cups are in 120 grams of flour.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. Nice.
That was really helpful.
Oh, good. Yay.
I really like baking, so this was just kind of like helped my brain.
Oh, it's so cool. I wonder if I like remembered that you like baking. That's so cool. Yeah. Yay. And it's just, yes. Awesome. I'm glad you said that too, because I like got into it and then it was like, does this make any sense? So I'm glad you said that it does. Yeah. Great. Would you like to see what you just did through the full extended?
Yeah.
Cool. And I just realized we didn't actually solve this one. Would you like to solve this one as well?
Yeah, so it's just multiplication into a fraction.
There you go.
Okay, so then it would just be 50 over 120.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. 50 over 120 cups of flour. And if we had calculators, we could just type it in and get a number.
Yeah.
Cool. That's exciting.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that really helps me for some reason, but
Awesome. That's so great. I can see you like doing the things right now. Like it's happening in real time. It's very cool. Way to go. Would you like to tell me what to do next over there?
okay. So the first part is what we just did on the bottom. So it would just be 1 over 120.
There you go. And what are the units on those numbers?
Cups and grams.
Awesome.
Um, and then we do we know how many cups are in a cupcake? Like the conversion?
Let's make one of those two. Would you make this one?
Huh?
Do you want to? I mean, I just made up these numbers. How many grams are in a cup of? and a cupcake.
I have no idea.
That's cool too. Was cake is like light and fluffy, right? So 1 cup is maybe, let's say 75 grams.
Okay. So in the next part, is it cups, 2 cups?
Exactly.
Okay. So then would we need to know how many cups of flour, like the equation from the previous?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's like 2.
And how did you know that?
Because
If you want to say the words, I'll point to them.
I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah. You just said, is the next thing cups compared to cups?
Yeah. So if there's like 2 cups in the solution to the previous one, they would be on the bottom, because that would be how much flour you would need, I think.
Yeah, are you thinking that your cups of flour is on top and now your cups of flour is on the bottom?
Yeah.
Nice. Yep.
I don't know how to.
I'm gonna give you a hint. And it may be what you were just looking at.
I'm like, it's almost there. Like it's like.
Love it. That's so cool that it's like right there.
Would it be 2 cups flour to 1 cup cake? Because that's just the recipe.
That's exactly it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, would it be?
And that's exactly like the thinking of it. It is the recipe, and it's just right from the recipe into the thing.
Yeah, and then would the next one be with the 75 grams would be the top of the one, and then to 1 cupcake?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Yes.
It just like totally like flashed before my eyes.
Awesome. Wow. Let's get it to flash again. just to like, like.
Yeah, stick.
Exactly. Yes, that.
Okay. So we'll write it down then.
Yes, I'll write it down.
Okay. So on top, it's 1 cup of cake.
Yes.
To
you know that?
2 cups of flour per 2 cups flour.
Exactly. And how did you know that?
Because it takes 2 cups of flour to make 1 cup of cake.
Right. This is not a good recipe.
So weird. cake.
Okay. It's like this butter flour soup. That's like a
Yeah,
real thing.
that's so funny. Okay, so then it would be the next one would be 75 grams of cake to 1 cup of cake
Perfect. Perfect. And how did you know that?
because there's 75 grams in 1 cup in this recipe.
Great. This is
And
kind of cute.
then we just multiply it together, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna grab my calculator quick
Awesome.
because my brain is not functioning at 100%.
No, you're doing great.
Okay, the top would be 3,750, I think.
Yep. Agreed.
In the bottom. The bottom would be 240.
Sounds good.
And then you like how many is 3,000 to 240 to get how many cupcakes or whatever or grams of cake?
Yeah. Yes.
Uh I think that would be like 15 and a half around. I don't.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Did you punch it into your calculator and you get
Yeah.
I got this. I don't know. I mean, that's like two. You can always keep too many decimals. Like too many is
Okay.
always
Just the more you know. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Nice.
I did it.
Yay! Good job. Yes.
All it took was a convoluted cake recipe.
No wonder we're mixing the flour and the butter to make cake.
Yeah.
Nice. If you want, we can do this bottom one also. And I can actually show you all of the limiting reactant stuff and all of the yield stuff from this right here.
Yeah, I'd like to try that, please.
Yeah, great.
The more knowledge I can gain from this snowball of learning right now, probably the better.
I love the snowball of learning. Yes. Cool. Go for it.
All right. So we convert the grams to cups first. Is that the same with flour as it is with butter? Like the like 120 to 1 cup, is that the same with the butter as well, or is there a different?
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta let my cat out of my room real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, so here's your grams of flour per cups of flour. Is there another?
Yeah, so would that be the same with the butter as well?
It would not.
Because the butter is a half a cup?
Oh, good question. Um, just because butter and flour are different things.
Mm.
And that is similar too. So see if you can find where grams of butter are compared to cups of butter here. And I'm going to show you the equivalent in like chemistry.
Oh, 500 grams of butter is 1 cup.
There you go. Yes.
Ooh, okay. So then the bottom one would be 500 and the top one would be 1 cup.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Nice.
Cool. And then when next we go from cups of butter to cups of cake again?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You're
Okay.
crushing it. This is great.
Woohoo! Okay, and I need to find out. I need to do some. Hold on, I'm blanking right now.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, 1/2 cup butter to 1 cup of cake. Okay. Whoa.
Perfect. And how do you find it?
Because that's what the recipe calls for. It calls for 1/2 a cup of butter for a cup of cake.
Duh. Who doesn't put half a cup of butter in each cupcake? Great.
And then it goes from cup of cake to gram of cake again.
Yep.
And would that just be 1 in 75 again?
Yeah. How do you know?
Because like the cup is still a cup, so 1 cup of cake is still 75 grams.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. That's exactly it. It's the same cake. It's the same. Yeah.
And then you multiply all those numbers.
Exactly. That was awesome.
That was pretty cool. And then it's 3,750 again.
Oh yeah, sure it is.
And the bottom one, I think that's 250 on the bottom.
Exactly.
And then you divide those. And that would be 15 exactly.
Nice. Nice. And I should have made you say it. What's the unit on that number?
Grams.
Good. Yes. Grams of.
Cake.
Yes. Yes. Nice. That's all. Well, that's not actually true, but that's all of the math,
Woo!
right? Yeah. Any good news? It's that way every time you can use this template. The cups are moles here. And aside from that, this is exactly how to do it.
Cool. Can you maybe like write on the side of the paper that cups is moles?
Yes. So cups is moles.
Okay.
Cool. So I have to go in 2 minutes, but I can show you the last batch of things with this also if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. That was a whole lot easier for me to understand.
That's so cool. I can hear you and see you like just like it's you're on fire. I was like trying to think of what it sounded like, and that's so cool. Yes, you're getting it.
Woo!
Oh, that's awesome. You're gonna fly. Like once you see this, like everything from week 3 until now, all of it is like this exactly.
That rocks so
Yeah.
much. Because I was having a lot of trouble like with the like versions and stuff. Like I'm like my brain is it's hard doing that for some reason. So this like really helped.
That's so cool.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's like a breakthrough, like because
Yeah.
you've gotten to places where you're like, I just, like, and just going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And you're gonna get the next 4 steps in 1 minute. Ready?
All right. Okay.
Okay. Um, so for all of them, you take these 2 numbers here
Mm-hmm.
and you find the smaller number.
Okay. So that would be just regular 15.
That's just regular 15. That smaller number is the theoretical yield. Oh, sorry. That's really loud. That's my note to self to go to my meeting. But we're gonna do this anyways.
Okay.
So that smaller number is the theoretical yield.
And then is the bigger number the actual?
Bigger number doesn't really matter, actually, because at this point we've run out of butter. We put so much butter on each cupcake. Butter.
Oh yeah, we can't use the rest of that because there's no butter to make the thing whole.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh my gosh. This is so crazy right now.
Yes. And that's exactly like you just did that last step also. This so I'll ask you, which of these things ran out?
The butter ran out.
Perfect. Butter ran out. And you've got 2 options, limiting and excess. If it ran out, it's probably the
Limiting.
there you go.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Yeah. It really is so cool. Nice. So which one's the excess?
The excess is the flour.
There you go.
Jiminy crickets.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And your question would say, the actual yield is, 12 grams, whatever. That's the actual yield. It's in the question. It'll say the actual yield is. Don't overthink it. That's the actual yield. That's like making a smaller cupcake or a bigger cupcake or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the percent is just the actual divided by the theoretical. Times 100.
So they give you the actual?
They give you the actual.
Oh my.
I thought you were gonna get it.
Blowing my mind right now.
That's all of it. This takes you through the end of all of it.
Woo!
Yes. Yes.
All right then. I think that is it for today.
Yeah, that's totally. I should give you the other way around. They could give you the theoretical times the percent to find the actual. That's the only other.
Oh.
Just in case. I forget if I ever made that. But now you have the equation for that also.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave now. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. See you soon.